I've been in scouting for a long time, so I've had many experiences. The first significant one that I remember was going to the 1953 Boy Scout Jamboree. I was from New York City. We got on a train. There were about 350 scouts. I remember one mother saying goodbye to her son as if he were going to war and she would never see him again. She was just weeping. And we traveled by train to Washington, D.C. We did sightseeing in Washington. We went to St. Louis. And then we went out to Santa Fe. We saw Grand Canyon. We went to California at the Irvine Ranch, where the 1953 Jamboree was held. There were 50,000 people there. It was pretty impressive. We had about a week there where you had time to participate in various activities, to trade patches, and to enjoy yourself. I remember the closing ceremony where everyone lit a candle. That was very impressive because out of darkness came all these lit candles. We then went from there to San Francisco, and I think we may have gone to Yellowstone or Yosemite, and we then traveled home. In all the camps I went to, the only fun I ever really had was a Boy Scout camp. I never really liked the other camps. Boy Scout camp treated you like a man. You could sleep all day or do stuff all day, whatever you wanted. Who was the most influential in the scouting career? We had a very nice scoutmaster. His name was Peter Gucker. Peter was a teacher at my high school. He ran the high school troop. It had been there for many years. And he was a very easygoing guy. We just had fun in the Boy Scouts. What we said was our overnights were always 9/10 eating, but we seemed to enjoy that. The other gentleman was Morris Ulschwitz. Morris Ulschwitz and I founded the first National Scout trading newspaper, which was called The Trader. And out of that has grown the Scout newspaper. It's now a Slick magazine. It's from International Scout Collectors Association. So Morris helped me get that started. It was typical of cooperation in the Scouts because it was between a man, he was probably 40 or 50, and a boy, I was about 16. And I had the ability to write and type, and my school had an old copying machine. Talk about antiques, that was a real antique one. At any rate, we had this old copying machine, and we would have people write letters to us, and we would publish the information that they wrote. Then we would send it around to a group of people. Scouting is a wonderful organization. It gives growing teenagers, with all the energy they have, the opportunity to learn the correct things to do and to be outside, to be camping, to get close to nature. And here you get a chance to go outside and do camping, to cook for yourselves, to do things for yourself. One of the problems with being a teenager is you're starting to grow and get all this energy and you want to be on your own, but you can't. Well, if you're in scouting, you really can because you're out in the woods doing things for yourself. You're learning how to do things correctly. You're learning about protecting the environment. You're learning safety. You're learning health and hygiene. So I hope that scouting will look pretty much the way it does today in 100 years. They would tell a tenderfoot that I can get angry and yell, but I forget about it very quickly. That's what they told me at my troop when I was in New Hampshire in 1955. I started in scouting when I was about 14 or 15. I've been active since then. I've been to the last, I think, 8 jamborees on staff. My first jamboree was 1953. The next jamboree was 1977 when I was a physician with scouts in the Northeast. In 1981, I had moved to Florida, and I was now a public health officer in the Southeast region. Let me tell you, the South is much nicer. It's much more fun.